Hello and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley. Sorry for being a little bit late today. Had a little technical problem. Uh, but we're here now, and we're here now to learn about and do a lot of practice using like as a conjunction. Okay, not like the verb, I like ice cream, but like uh, uh, he moves like a turtle. Okay, as a comparative kind of conjunction, as a conjunction and as an adverb. Okay, so we're going to be looking at. I'll be explaining how they're used, how these are used. I'll be speaking for 5 minutes or a little more about exactly how like is used in sentences, and then you will, I won't. You the students will be practicing using it in various exercises to make sure you know what's going on with like. Okay, let me quickly welcome students to the class and we'll get right to it. Hello, Javier.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you today?
Good too, thanks.
Great. Uh, Nice to have you with us again. Hi, Carolina again. Hello, hello.
Hello, teacher. Hello
Hello.
again.
Hello again. Uh, Sorry, I kind of just disappeared from the last class, Carolina. I lost connection right at the end of the last class.
Yes.
Yeah, I
We
vanished. I'm
we
sure.
finished the class, so
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. All right. Thanks. Ziad, it's good to see you
Hello,
again. Welcome back. Hello, hello.
thank you. How are you today?
I'm okay. Thank you. Welcome back. And Masahiro, hi Masa, how are you? Kind of just
Hi,
disappeared from
teacher.
the
I'm
last
fine,
class.
thank you.
I lost connection right at. Oops. Okay. Uh, Hi Masa. Good to see you again. All right. And Ken has also joined us. Hi Ken.
Yes, hello. Hi.
Good morning.
Good
I'm
morning.
fine. Uh, okay, let's get started. All right, make up for lost time here. All right, first I'm going to take 5 minutes of your time to kind of explain how like is used, like and as. Similar functions, but not quite the same. I'm going to take some time to explain how this works to you, and then you're going to be trying several exercises to practice. This is a good thing to know in English. English speakers use like and as to describe things a lot. This is very, very common spoken English using like and as. Like, all right, means similar to, or we can say the same as. All right, it's pen is similar to a pencil. Okay, pen is the same as, well, not exactly the same as. Oh, very good. Not exactly the same as, you can say. Uh, a pen. Okay, what a beautiful house. It's like a palace. You cannot say as in this way. You can't say it's as a palace. All right, it's like a palace, similar to a palace. Okay, what does Sandra do? She's a teacher, like me. Can't say as me. Very often, you might say just like me in this kind of usage. Okay, to emphasize, well, exactly the same as. Be careful, the floor's been polished. It's like walking on ice. Okay, here we see like followed by a gerund. Okay, to say it's like an action. All right, it's like walking on ice. This is another common usage. It's raining again. I hate weather like this. Again, you can't use as. In these sentences above, all these examples here, like is actually a preposition. So it is followed by a noun. So there you go. Like, acts like, acts like, a preposition. So as a preposition, all prepositions, when we create a prepositional phrase, the preposition has to be followed by a noun. So like a palace, me, a gerund here, walking, gerund verbs are nouns. All right, it's the concept of walking. It's a noun, like walking, like this, a demonstrative noun. Okay, a demonstrative pronoun, like this. Okay, you can also say like, and then somebody or something, and then a verb. A gerund, actually, an ing word. For example, what's that noise? It sounds like a baby crying. Again, you can't use as. You can't say it sounds as a baby crying. It wouldn't make sense. Another use of like, we can use it to give examples. It means, for example, like this. I enjoy water sports like surfing, scuba diving, and water skiing. Okay, it's you can also use such as in very much the same way. Well, in exactly the same way. I enjoy water sports such as surfing, scuba diving, water skiing. Okay. Let's talk about as a little bit. As is the meaning of in the same way as, or possibly in the same condition as. We use as before a subject and a verb. All right, so not the same way as like, really. Well, we can use like this way. I didn't move anything. I left everything as it was. Okay, you can't say like it was. You should have done it as I showed you. You can say you should have done it like I showed you. Okay, comparing them as in like, you should have done it as I showed you or like I showed you. Okay, you should have done it like this, not as this. Okay, so you're creating, in the second example here, you're creating really a prepositional phrase. Okay, not in the first example. Okay, you have the subject and a verb. Subject, verb. No verb like this. No verb there. So this is not a subject. This is a prepositional phrase. So you can see the difference there and how they're used. Okay. Another possibility, kind of similar, is using as usual, as always. You're late as usual. As always, Nick was the first to complain. Again, it's still, these phrases are meaning in the normal way or in the normal condition, in the okay, in the same way as or in the same condition as. You're late as usual. Okay, sometimes as plus the subject and the verb has other meanings. For example, after do here, you can do as you like. All right, well, this is really a colloquial expression in English. Do whatever you want. Do what you like. Do what you like to do. Like here is a verb. Okay, it's not being acting as a preposition. They did as they promised. They did what they promised. All right, it's still subject and verb. It's really they did what they planned. They did it the way they planned.
Hey guys, are you still there?
Hi guys. How are you?
Where where is our teacher?
Probably teacher's network condition is too bad, so he uh, he may not be able to come back here. So
Yeah, yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Do you want me to teach you guys?
yes, yes. So after a few minutes, I will exit this class.
Yeah. Me neither. Because I don't know if the teacher will come back or I don't know.
By the way, where are you from?
I'm from
Our teacher
Tunisia.
teacher will
Yeah.
teacher
Hey,
teacher back.
Hello. Hi.
hi teacher, how are you?
I'm
Welcome
fine.
back, teacher.
Thank you. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
technology.
yeah. I think you have some problems with your connection, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure where I was when I lost you guys. Actually, because whatever, things appear normal to me for another like 2 minutes. So I'll just review this part again from here. All right. Sometimes as has other meanings, like you can do as you like, do what you like. These are kind of standard colloquial phrases. They did as they promised. All right, they did what they promised. We also have other kind of phrasal signal phrases or transitionals that usually the beginning or the end of the sentence. As you know, it's Emma's birthday next week. All right, we say this to signal the listener that, hey, you should know this already, or you should know I said this before, to remind them I said this before, or somebody expected this, or that I thought this previously, things like that. So they're used basically as phrasal transitionals, okay, to express these ideas. Yeah, Masa, as you see, or as often, Masa, as you can see, as you can see
Oh,
from the
okay.
diagram, like that.
Mhm.
As you can see from the diagram, okay, the proteins are found in whatever, blah, 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 like that.
Mhm.
Yep,
Okay, thank you.
absolutely, very similar.
Mhm.
Okay. Like is not usually used in any of these expressions, and these are expressions, except for like I said, which is pretty much the same as I said. As I said yesterday, as I said previously, like I said before, like I said yesterday, often with some kind of time word to show when you said it. Okay. As can also be a preposition, but the meaning is different from like. For example, as a taxi driver, I spent most of my time working, most of my working life in a car. It means because, all right? Because I'm a taxi driver, I spend most of my time working in a car. All right. Everyone wants me to drive them to places. I'm like a taxi driver. I'm not a taxi driver, but I'm similar to one. Okay, is the idea. Different meaning, different kind of functionality. Okay, and last thing before we get to some exercises, as can be used as a preposition to mean in the position of, in the form of, right? In the condition of, many years ago, I worked as a photographer. You cannot here say like a photographer because you really were a photographer. Like a photographer would mean similar to one. So, totally different meaning. All right. Many words, for example, work and rain, can be used as verbs or nouns. Used as is very common, by the way. Something can be used as. A rock can be used as a hammer. Okay, in place of. All right. London is fine as a place to visit, but I wouldn't like to live there. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so you're talking about what it really is, all right, as a verb or a noun. It really is. As a photographer, what I really was. The news of the tragedy came as a great shock. What it really is, not like, similar to, which has the meaning of similar to. All right, that was a lot of information and kind of interrupted, so let's try it out in any case. All right, in this first exercise, you're going to use like to make it easier to begin with, get us warmed up. Some of these sentences are wrong, and some of them are correct. You need like instead of as. Some of them are okay with as. Sorry, that's the exercise. They don't all use like. But for example, it's raining again. I hate weather. Okay, it has to be weather like this, not as this. This is wrong. Andy failed his driving test as he expected. This is okay. All right. We've had another student join the class, so let me welcome Diego. Hi, Diego.
Hi, Hockley.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, fine, thank you. You?
Okay, as long as my connection holds out, I'll be doing much better.
Okay.
All right. Javier, number 3.
Do you think Lisa looks as her mother? I think it's wrong. It's looks like her mother.
Yeah, and very common collocation. I would add something looks like something else. This is very, very common. Okay, even abstractly, oh, it looks like he's going to be late. All right, it doesn't actually physically appear, but okay, it seems like. So yeah, looks like is very common in English. Carolina, number 4.
Tim gets on my nerves. I can't stand people like him.
Yes, should be like. Okay, Tim gets on my nerves.
Nerves.
One syllable, yeah, nerves. Okay. Yes, and it has to be like.
Can I have a question?
Yeah.
This get on my nerves. This what does this mean? Get on my nerves.
He annoys me.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So okay. Okay. So this phrase means Tim feel bored and annoying.
No. If I say
No?
Tim gets on my nerves, what I'm telling you is Tim really annoys me. That's it.
Okay.
Tim
Gotcha.
annoys me. Tim gets on my nerves. Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Gotcha.
All right. Keep it simple. Usually we say somebody gets on my nerves, but sometimes we talk about an action. Oh, when Tim picks his nose, it really gets on my nerves. Okay. So it could be in reference to an action, but rarely a thing. I'm not going to say, oh, the TV gets on my nerves. That wouldn't make sense. But I could say when the TV switches channels by itself, it does an action. It gets on my nerves. that's also possible. All right. No, that was a good question, actually. Appreciate that question. Ziad, number 5.
Why didn't you do it as I told you to do it? It's okay.
It's okay, and it would also be okay with like. Why didn't you do it like I told you to do it? Either way, in this sentence would be okay. Yes, very good. All right, Masa, number 6.
Brian is a student, as most of his friends. Uh, we should correct from as to like.
Yeah, you should. Like most of his friends.
Mm.
Now, there is another possibility, which is not part of the exercise, but I should point out. You could say Brian is a student, as are most of his friends. This is another kind of phrase with as are most of his friends. Okay, so that is possible. Possible construction there. Okay, Ken, number 7.
You never listen. Talk to you is as talking to the wall.
Okay, not okay.
Okay. You never listen. Talk to you is as to talk like a wall. I think like is better.
Oh yeah, as is impossible, because talking here is a gerund. It's not is talking. It's not a present progressive, present continuous. This is a gerund, so it's really functioning as a noun, like followed by a noun. So, like talking to the wall. Yeah, remember we can't use as this way. We can use like in ways that we use as, but we cannot use as the same way we use like when we follow it with a noun. So this has to be like. And this is a very common expression. It's like talking to the wall. Ken, what does that mean? If I say, oh, it's like talking to the wall.
Maybe I can say the idiom.
It is an idiom. Yeah.
Maybe he's not listening. Other people saying.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Right. The person just isn't listening. Maybe they're hearing you, but they're not listening to what you're saying, really. All right. Diego, number 8.
Okay, as I said before, I'm thinking of changing my job. I think this is the correct form, as I said before.
Yep. Perfectly fine. You in this form, in this kind of phrasal transitional expression, you could use like as well, like I said before. So either way, but it's fine as it is. Very good. Javier, number 9.
Tom's idea seems a good one. Let's do as he suggests. I don't know, but I feel like both can fit. Like he suggests or...
Let's do as he suggests. Let's do like he suggests. Yeah, I think you can use either one. I think as he suggests is more common. With I think it's much better. You may hear let's do like he suggests probably more from Americans. It's more common to use as he recommends, as he advised, as he suggests. Okay, for these kinds of verbs, it's more common to use as.
Okay.
In a very general, okay, not in a very general way, as is in this kind of situation especially is a little bit more formal than like. I would have to say, a little bit. All right, Carolina, number 10.
I'll phone you tomorrow as usual. Okay? It's okay, teacher. I
It
think.
is okay. Like usual, it's a little strange. I'll phone you tomorrow. It sounds much more normal. We just don't normally say like usual. So as usual is definitely better here. All right, Ziad, number 11.
Suddenly, there was a terrible noise. It was as a bomb exploding. We should correct it and use like a
Definitely.
bomb exploding.
Right, because it isn't exactly, or we don't even know, but it's may not exactly be a bomb exploding, so it's similar to. So definitely like here. Good job. Masa, number 12.
She was a very good swimmer. She swims as a fish. As a fish. As a fish. It looks okay.
Well, that
No.
means that she actually is a fish.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay. Should we correct this from
Definitely.
as to like?
Right. In this case, this is a very good example. Masa, if you say she swims as a fish, then she is actually being a physical fish with fins and scales and big poofy lips. All right. If I say she swims like a fish, I mean she swims in a similar way to a fish.
Mhm.
So this is a very good example of how it's different.
If I
Sorry.
If I say she swims such as a fish, it's okay. Become okay.
No, because such as is used as for an example. Okay, she swims such as a. No, we don't use examples of how she swims. We can't use such as or like. We use them to list nouns. We're talking about how she swims. So you're talking about adverbs. She swims slowly, quickly, elegantly. So I can't say she swims like elegantly, slowly. That doesn't make sense. I can't use such as or for example or like to list adverbs. It won't work. All right. I can only be listing nouns or maybe verbs. He likes sports such as swimming, polo, football. Okay, he likes activity. He likes activities such as running. Actually, I'm not. I'm not using verbs. I'm using gerund forms. So let me correct myself as I think this through. You can only use such as, like, for example, to list the nouns or gerund noun.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's move on to another exercise. Okay, so you're going to have to think about this a minute because you're going to use like or as plus one of the words or phrases, nouns or noun phrases in the box here. So for example, this house is beautiful. It's like a palace. All right, remember like or as, and then the word or phrase. Okay, Ken, number 2.
My feet are really cold. They are block of ice.
Yes, but are we going to use like or as? We need something to connect those two.
They are like a block of. They are like blocks of ice.
Yeah, we have are and blocks. They are like blocks of ice. Right. That's it. Okay, similar to, they're not actually physically blocks of ice, so we have to use like. That's it. Diego, number 3.
I've been playing tennis for years, but I still play like a child.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that
maybe like a beginner.
Yeah, probably a beginner. I mean, your first example was funny, and
Yeah.
somebody might normally say that. I still play like I'm a child. Okay, to exaggerate how poorly they play, but yeah, probably the answer they want here is a beginner.
Like a beginner.
Uh,
Okay.
all right. Javier, number 4.
Marion once had a part-time job as a tour guide.
All right, so she really was a tour guide. Right. She had a part-time job as a tour guide. Very good. Okay, exactly. Carolina, number 5.
I wondered what that building is. It looks like a theater.
Yeah, that's the only building. So it looks like it looks similar to a theater. Very good. Okay. We're rolling now. All right, Ziad, number 6.
My brother gave me this watch as a child a long time ago. No, sorry.
Ah,
Sorry, as a birthday present.
yeah. Okay. Well, interestingly, this is what are you referencing? Me or the watch? So this is a this is an area that you have to be very careful because yeah, you can confuse you can get very confusing. So wait a minute, my brother gave me as a child this watch. No, that's not going to work. Um, how would you say it with? How would you include the idea that the person was a child, Ziad? Can you figure out a way to do that to make it clear?
Okay, just one moment.
So my brother gave me this watch as a birthday present a long time ago. How could you, where or how could you add a phrase that would express the idea that you were a child?
When
Yes,
a long time ago when I was a child.
very good. Excellent. Nice job. That's right. That is what I would do as well. I would put in the extra clause when I was a child, and most likely at the end of the sentence. That's where time clauses and phrases go, generally, at the end of the sentences. Okay, great. Good job. Masa, number 7.
It's very cold for the middle of summer. It's like winter.
Yeah, okay. It's not winter, but it's similar to winter. Okay, very good. Ken, number 8.
He is 22 years old, but sometimes behaves like a child.
Mm-hmm. All right. Somebody behaves like a child. Stop acting like a child. Act like a child. Behave like a child. These are similar. I mean, similar expressions and common expressions in English. Okay. This next, let's try one more here. Put in like or as. Sometimes either word is possible here. Okay. All right. We heard a noise like a baby crying. Let's try one more exercise here. Sorry, Diego, number 2.
Your English is pretty fluent. I wish I could speak like you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Definitely.
Can we use this both forms? Maybe
No,
as you?
because
No.
you're following it with only a noun. So
Oh yes,
if it's
yes.
followed only with a noun, you can only use like.
Yes, yes.
This is a very common expression, though. I hear language learners say this all the time. I wish I could speak as you. This is a common error. And actually, this whole sentence, of course, because I'm an English teacher, I've heard that many times. Javier, number 3.
Don't take my advice if you don't want to. You can do as you like.
All right. Yeah. Javier, can you say you can do like you like?
Oh, sounds weird.
Totally sounds weird. Technically speaking, you probably can, but really we try to avoid these crazy redundancies, repetitions whenever we can. And I 100% agree with Javier. It just sounds too weird. Carolina, number 4.
You waste too much time doing things like sitting in cafes all day.
Okay. Very good. Can you use as here?
No, because it's a
Absolutely.
gerund.
That's exactly correct. Very good. Good job. All right. Ziad, number 5.
I wish I had a car like yours.
Yep, definitely. Followed by the possessive pronoun. Still, same thing. It's got to be like. Good job. Masa, number 6.
You don't need to change clothes. You can go out as you are.
Mm-hmm. Can you use like? You can go out like you are.
As you are.
I like as better. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you could probably use like here too.
Mm-hmm.
As well.
Either is okay. Either is okay.
Either is okay. But I think as is better. I like your choice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's more common to say some of these, like these expressions, all right? They're expressions. They're colloquial. So it's more a matter of this is the way we commonly say it, the common usage, than maybe one of the other. Maybe it's possible, grammatically possible to use both, but we simply use as you are a lot more. It's much more common. Okay. Ken, number 7.
Okay. My neighbor's house is full of interesting things. It's like a museum.
Yeah, very common phrase, by the way. It's like a museum. To say that's, well, that place is like a museum. It's got a lot of expensive and beautiful things. Pretty common expression. Diego, number 8.
We saw Kevin last night. He was very cheerful as always.
Mm-hmm. Could you use like?
No.
I
Can
think you
we?
could. I think as is better. Again, as always. As always is a very pretty much standard phrase. Now, again, I'm saying the same thing again. As always is the way that 99% of English native speakers would say it. I think it's possible to say like always,
Okay.
but we just normally, the normal phrase to speak is as always.
Okay.
Okay. Javier, number 9.
Sally has been working as a waitress for the last 2 months.
Yeah. Can you use like here?
Like a waitress? No, I don't think so.
No, you can't, because she really is a waitress. It's not similar to a waitress. She's a waitress. Okay. Absolutely. All right, Carolina, number 10.
In several countries in Asia, like Japan, Indonesia, and Thailand, traffic drivers on the left.
Yeah. Okay. Like being used as such as to list nouns as examples. This sentence is a little weird for me, though, because not what Carolina said, but because of this, traffic drives on the left. Well, no. People drive on the left. Traffic can't drive a car. I don't get that. I find that to be I don't like this at all. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, Ziad, number 11.
You're different from the other people. I know. I don't know anyone else like you.
Yeah. Gotta be like. Has to
Yeah.
be. No choice. Yeah. Followed by that noun. Again. Masa, number 12.
Number 12, we don't need all the bedrooms in the house, so we use one of them as a study.
Very good. Okay. Used in the manner of, used as a study. Okay. Very good. Has to be, again, it has to be as. All right. Ken, number 13.
The news that Sarah and Gray were getting married came a complete surprise to me. Came as a complete surprise to me.
All right. In the manner that it came as a complete surprise. Has to be as. Here we cannot use like. Just no way. All right, Diego, how about 14?
As her father, Catherine has a very good voice.
Okay. Can you use like?
Yep. Maybe like an example.
Like her father, Catherine has a very good voice. Actually, I would probably use like. And
Okay.
again, I think it's simply a matter of collocation. When we say a phrase like this, especially relating to another person, yeah, it's very common, I think, to use like her father, but either could be used. All right. With as, we often use another kind of expression. As her father before her, Catherine became a doctor. This is very common. Okay. Like her father, she has black hair for something physical or something simple. But we use this whole much more formal phrase. As her father before her, Catherine pursued a career in dentistry. Well, all right. Again, as being just a little bit more formal, so we created an expression, kind of a transitional that's a little bit more formal for something like that. Okay.
Okay.
Javier, I think it's around to you again. Number 15 here.
At the moment, I have got a temporary job in a bookshop. It's not great, but it's okay. Like a temporary, as a temporary.
But it's okay.
As a temporary job.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, it has to be as. Okay, in this manner or in this form. Okay, it's okay as a temporary job. All right, and this is another common form. It's okay as something. To talk about something temporary. Okay. My car's broke down, so I'm using my bicycle to get to work. It's okay as a temporary means of transportation. Whatever. Carolina, number 16.
16. As you can imagine, we were very tired after such a long journey.
Yeah. Again, this is pretty much a standardized phrase, as you can imagine. It's a standardized transitional discourse marker, very normal, normal signal phrase that we use in English. Just it's very common to use this, as you can imagine. And you use it when you're telling a story, telling an anecdote. All right. Ziad, number 17.
This tea is awful. It tastes like water.
Yeah. Okay. Another pretty simple one because it's followed by that noun, and it tastes like water. Okay. Masa, number 18.
I think I prefer this room as it was before we decorated it.
Okay. Can you use like?
Probably, I think so.
Probably, yeah. I prefer this room like it was. I prefer it as it was. I don't know. Interchangeable on that one. Okay. Now we've only got 5 minutes left, so please feel free. I'll try to get through some more information in the last few minutes of class, but if there's anything you don't understand, we're probably not going to have a chance to practice. So go ahead and give me a shout out so we can talk about it. You can use like to say how somebody or something looks, sounds, feels, tastes, smells. Okay, that house looks like it's going to fall down. Okay. Helen sounded like she had a cold, didn't she? All right. I just got back from the holiday, but I feel very tired. I don't feel like I've had a holiday. Okay, so this is a common usage. Similarly, you can also use as if or as though. For example, the house looks as if it's going to fall down, or as though it's going to fall down, or like it's going to fall down. Any of those do not change the meaning at all. By the way, Helen sounded as if, like, as though she had a cold, interchangeable. I don't feel as though I've had a holiday. I don't feel like, I don't feel as if. Totally interchangeable for this specific usage. Okay, you look tired. You look like you haven't slept. Okay, so in one we have look plus the adjective, and the other look plus like, and then subject and the verb. As if and as though are slightly more formal than like. Yeah, okay, sure. You can say it looks like, it sounds like, it tastes like, it smells like. Okay, to talk about anything. All right, Sarah's very late. It looks like she isn't coming. We took an umbrella because it looked like it was going to rain. These are very common uses of this collocation. Look like. It means appear, seems. It seems because it seems it was going to rain, or it seemed, past tense. All right, whatever. It seems she isn't coming is the idea here. The noise is very loud. Sounds like they're having a party. Again, you can use as if or as though. It looks as if she isn't coming. It sounds as though they're having a party. Really no difference here. You can use like, as if, as though with other verbs to say how somebody does something. He ran like he was running for his life. He ran like his life depended on it. Would be a more common way to say that, but okay. Oh, here's a very common phrase. After the interruption, the speaker went on as if nothing had happened. Very common phrase here. All right. When I told them my plan, they looked at me as though I was mad. An American would say as though I was crazy, but same thing. Okay. Like I was crazy, as if I was crazy, as though I was crazy. Again, still interchangeable. We can use the past. Sometimes when we're talking about the present, it's because we're being subjunctive. I don't like Tim. We're speaking with a subjunctive mood. He talks as if he knew everything. You don't have to do this. He talks as if he knows everything. You really don't. It's not necessary to do this. In this case, use of the subjunctive mood is very formal. Less and less used nowadays in modern English speaking. We just don't even do this anymore. It is possible. We're saying it because it's subjunctive. We consider it to not be real. Again, it's really not necessary to do this. She's always asked me to do things for her as if I didn't have enough to do already. All right, well, I've definitely heard it said that way. You can also say as if I don't have enough to do already. Really doesn't matter. I really wouldn't concern myself with this particular use of the subjunctive too much. All right. Gary's only 40. Why do you talk about him as if he was an old man? As if he is an old man? Don't worry about it too much. 100 years ago, yeah, worry about this a lot because we use the subjunctive move in this way all the time. But English evolves. It's not really anywhere near as common anymore. It's a little bit more formal. Maybe worry about it if you're writing a novel. Any of you guys are novelists? Yeah, then you probably should worry about this. But normal conversational English, okay. I'm afraid that's all the time we have. I've got to go to another class. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.